Before we start this assembly video, it's important to note that all Timbertown joints come together in one way. So every joint on your bed will follow this procedure, and I'll explain it once so we don't have to do it through the whole video. All planks will have 3 holes, 2 holes for dowels and 1 hole for a screw, for a long screw, like these. Every male plank will have 2 dowel holes, space for a barrel nut, and then where the screw goes in. So I'll now demonstrate. Your 2 dowels will go into the plank. Then you'll have your barrel nut that looks like so. Goes into the plank here. And then you'll have 2 different lengths of screws. I'll specify what screw to use throughout the video. Always check your screw and your plank first to just make sure it threads in properly. If it threads in properly, you can then push it in to the side of the plank. Take the screw from the other side and screw it in. All joints on this bed would first be hand tightened, and once the entire bed is assembled, you can use the Allen key to fully tighten. This works for all the joints on this bed. So as long as you keep this in mind, your bed will come together easily. So starting with our double bed, the bottom part of the tri-bunk headboards. This is the most difficult part. So important to focus here. You have 3 headboard planks. The top headboard plank has a hole on the top. So you'll have 2 of these in total out of your 6 planks. But for this one, you only have 1 with a hole at the top. Face that down with the barrel nut holes facing up. The middle plank is just a plain plank, nothing special to it. Face it with the barrel nuts facing up. And then the bottom plank has the holes for the center support that we'll put in later. So it has 3 holes. Place these 3 holes facing down, the single hole facing up. Now, how to identify your legs. Firstly, the tri-bunk has the shorter legs than the single bed that goes on the top. So the shorter legs are the tri-bunk legs, and then it also has the 3 pairs of holes on the front here. Okay, so these holes need to face each other, and then the single holes on the back need to be facing the same direction. Okay, so then it will have 3 holes facing down, 2 holes facing up, and the 3 holes on the inside facing each other. Fantastic. Place them at either end of the bed, and then we can start with the same barrel nuts assembly as on all the other planks. I always find it easiest to start on one side, do one side complete, and then move on to the other side. Okay, so that's one side done. This side will now be the side facing in. So you want these 3 holes, all these holes, to line up. They're facing the same direction. You have a hole on the top there, you're 0-4 away. Okay, other side. You've assembled both your headboards. Now lean your headboard against the wall, with the 3 holes on all the sides facing the side where your middle of your bed, your long planks will go. Okay, so you have 2 side planks for the double bed, identifiable by the lip at the bottom here. Okay, so you have 2 of those, 1 here, 1 that side, and then you have 1 plain middle support plank, has no lip on it. Okay, now for this application, you're going to use the shorter 80mm screws. Okay, exactly the same way as the other ones come together, this one does the same. So we're going to do this side complete, then we're going to do the other side, and then we have our double bed base done. Double bed will have 9 slats. They are just identified by being square, long slats, the same length as the headboard with no holes on them. They have holes at the top on either end. You want to make sure these holes are up because they are for your screws. Okay, place them down. Now you have a spacer block. A spacer block. This spacer block slots in between the slats to make sure they are spaced equally across the bed. So use your spacer block and then use the 40mm screws provided, place them into the hole, and then either use a screwdriver or a hand drill just to tighten down, and that's it. Okay, now for your top bunk, your single bed that comes on the top of your double bunk, makes it a tri-bunk. You have two, you're going to use 2 short headboard planks. Nothing special about them, they have no holes anywhere, they just have the 3 holes on the side with the barrel nut hole in front. You want these barrel nuts facing up, and then your legs, once again they come in pairs, so you have your holes facing each other, and on the back of these planks you have 2 pairs of 3 holes again. This is for your side pieces. Okay, so holes on the front facing downwards and the holes in the middle facing each other. You assemble them like all the other beds. I've gone ahead and I've put the 2 long sides on, same as for the double bed. Slats exactly the same as the double bed, spacing with your spacer planks, and put them on. Now you're going to do your safety railings. So you will have 2 of these standard safety railings. They are exactly the same as the center support for the double bed. So in your box you should have 3 of these. Simply press them into the top here. You'll have 5 short, I think 30 or 40 centimeter planks like this, and then these tiny dowels, these tiny little dowels, you push dowels in. You have 2 ladder frames, they should already have their hooks on. You just choose one side and then you start. Then you do your other side, put all your dowels in, then line it up from the top, push down, and then take your screws and screw it in from the top. As easy as that. And your ladder is done. Last but not least, your hook and hold bedside table. You're going to get these hooks separately. You just place them on the ends. You'll see there are holes already there. Take your screws, just screw them in, tighten with a screwdriver, and your hook and hold table is ready for action. Thank you very much.